Hi, this is Mark Sell from the YouTube channel Therapy for the Heart, and it's my pleasure to have Morgan Cowin here with me today. And I met Morgan the other day at the Washington Square Park, and he happened to be playing with Colin Huggins, and there also is a tape with him on YouTube. You'll find that up there also. So Morgan's going to tell me a little bit about how long he's been playing the saw, how he became interested in it. So why don't you go ahead and tell me about that?
Okay. It's called a musical saw. Most people play sitting down with the handle between their legs and jiggling one foot or the other to make vibrato. But that's what most people do, but it's really a disadvantage to have that constant tremolo or constant vibration of the sound or changing of the pitch. It's better to try to be right on the pitch, which I'm not always successful at that, and neither is anyone else that plays the saw, but I'm one of the best saw players in the world. I won first place at the saw-off competition in Santa Cruz, California in 1982, and I've been a saw player ever since. I've actually played the saw a total of about 42 years, and I'm the president.
That's about your age then, right?
Yeah, no, not quite. You could add a couple decades at least. Yeah, 2 decades and 5. Anyway.
And so, in terms of music, when did you start becoming interested in music?
Well, I was a music minor in college, and that's I played classical guitar, and I had seen the saw played before first in Copenhagen, Denmark. I was traveling through there and saw a busker playing his saw and he played standing, as a matter of fact. It's pretty unusual for saw players to play standing, but anyway, he was playing with an accordion player, and that kind of piqued my interest. And then I went back in the music program and decided, I wanted to play a melody instrument instead of the guitar. Everybody plays the guitar. Right. And you get a lot more attention with the saw, and so I found it in the Whole Earth catalog, actually. It was $39 for the saw.
Oh, Earth,
the bow.
That's an old catalog. I remember
Yeah.
that, right?
Yeah. The saw, bow, lessons, and case, and I bought it in 1971.
For how much?
$39.
$39
for the saw, bow, lessons, and case.
This saw?
Yep, this exact saw.
Wow, that's amazing.
I have other saws, but this is the one I played.
What difference does it make in terms of playing one saw rather than the other?
Well, saws come in different thicknesses. The thicker the steel, all saws are spring steel, it's called. It means they come back to the same shape. You can bend them over and it'll come back to the same straightness. Mm-hmm. But the thicker the steel, the longer the sustain will be. The sustain means how long the note lasts. And one of the nice things about the saw is it does last a long time, and you can actually get it, if you're very careful with your bowing, you can get it to last as long as you can stand up and keep doing this. The thinner the blade, the thinner the thickness of the steel, the more you have to bow and the less length of time the sustain lasts. But also the narrowness of the tip. This is probably, I'd say, 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches, maybe 1 3/8. The narrower it is, the higher the pitch possible, and the wider it is at the handle end, the lower the possible pitch. So that's basically it about the saw. It doesn't matter if it has teeth or not. This one is actually a professional musical saw.
But they make them, well, of course,
and regular saws work just fine.
They do.
It's just that they're a little more dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
The teeth here are all in line.
Right. They're not sticking out.
Right. On a carpenter saw, a regular saws that you cut wood with, they set the teeth. That means every other tooth is bent opposite the adjacent ones. And then they run a grinder over the top, and that makes the outside points very sharp, and enables the blade of the thickness of the steel to not bind as you're sawing. Like this, you can saw with it, but you can only make it in maybe a quarter or 3/8 of an inch without it binding, because there's no set on those teeth.
So what kind of musical groups do you play with when you solo, when you're playing by yourself often, but then you play with some groups?
I do play occasionally just me and the saw, but mostly I play at jams around the San Francisco Bay Area. I live in Santa Fe, which is north of San Francisco, about 12 miles. And I go all over the Bay Area actually to play music with other people. And that's how I've really improved. I played for like 30 years without really playing with very many people, just a couple of friends. And since I started playing regularly, I go to about 3 jams a weekend now. They're mostly potluck jams, meaning that everybody that comes contributes something to the food, and they hopefully will contribute musically as well. So mostly I'm playing in jams, and I'm a follower mostly, as opposed to leading songs. I don't really feel confident in my voice at all, but I'm pretty confident about my saw playing, and I think I'm among the best in the world with that.
That's a nice reputation for yourself to have.
Thank you.
Yeah. And sometimes you sing too?
No, I don't sing.
Oh, you don't
This
sing.
is my voice.
That's what you meant by your voice.
Yes. The saw's voice is my voice.
So it says, without music, life would
B flat.
be flat. That's great.
But,
Where did you get that T-shirt?
my wife got it for me. She's found she did a lot of catalog shopping. And this is one of the ones she found. I think it was a Signals catalog, it was called. But anyway, I've got a lot of kind of humorous and, something like stuff like this, other T-shirts. I also have a Saw Festival T-shirt because
Saw Festival.
the International Musical Saw Association, of which I'm the president, is in the Bay Area. And we have 3 main officers. Myself as president. There's another guy that's Art Peterson, who is our vice president, and Kenny Blacklock, who is the grandson of Charlie Blacklock, who has his own brand of saws, which are great. This is a Musell and Westfall from Fort Atkinson, Wisconsin. That's what they sold in the Whole Earth catalog. But the Charlie Blacklock Special, a 28-inch is what this is. That's what I'd recommend for most people if anybody's interested. A regular violin bow will work. That's what I'm using here, but I also like a lot a bamboo bow. It's part of a Chinese musical instrument called an erhu or arhu. It's ER-HU because it's lightweight. It's lighter than the violin bows. Anyway, and I've developed a kind of my interpretation of a saw stand. Most people play sitting down, as I said.
That's cool.
But,
I mean, the bottom is a different kind of bass. Does that come with for anything else?
Yes, it's a bongo stand.
Oh, bongo stand.
And I've manipulated these 2 L's that they use that set the bongo on, and then you can move the L's closer or farther away, and that's how it tightens it into a bongo stand.
I like that. It's a nice setup you have there.
It works. It works really well.
I like tools too.
Yeah, and the C-clamps just hold the handle of the saw against the L-shaped bracket there.
Well, very good.